Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to One Hub Stadium in Brisbane, where tonight the Brisbane Bandits go for a 4-game sweep in round 2 against Geelong-Korea. With Bandits pitcher Corey Taylor, I'm Eric Bramer. Thanks for joining us. The Bandits took game 1 of today's doubleheader by a score of 8-5 on the strength of a complete game effort from Tim Atherton, striking out a career-high 14 batters. Tonight, it'll be Travis Blackley making his season debut, facing off against Park Jong-moo and the Geelong-Korea team. Blackley was absent for round 1. He will face a lineup for Geelong-Korea that begins with the designated hitter Bae Ji-hwan, followed by Kim Dae-ruk, batting second and playing second. Batting third at center field, Go Sung-min. Batting fourth, the third baseman, John Byung-woo. Batting fifth at shortstop, Baek Seung-hyun. Batting sixth in left field, Song Woo-hyun. Batting seventh at first base, Chu Jae-hyun. Batting eighth at catcher, Park Jae-uk. And batting ninth in right field, Lee Jae-won. Blackley, a longtime Bandit, former major leaguer, with the Mariners, 2 Bay Area teams, and 2 Texas teams. The lefty, working from the first base side of the rubber, delivers a first pitch that is fouled off at 6:02 local time. There is a pretty substantial storm system moving to the south of us, but we're in the clear for now. It's 25 degrees Celsius at first pitch, with wind at 34 kilometers per hour coming from the north-northeast, blowing out as usual towards right field. Bae drops down a bunt. It's a good one. Blackley picks it up and fires onto first to retire the speedy Geelong-Korea leadoff hitter. Score at 1-3 if you're keeping track at home. And Corey Taylor, that's a good excuse to bring you into the action. Always tough to field a bunt when you're just beginning a ball game. I can imagine that was the plan for Bae, to try and catch Blackley by surprise.
Yeah, especially with the lefty falling off to the third base side. He was able to, because it takes more time to get the ball and he has to turn around and throw it to first. So it was a great play.
That'll bring in Kim Dae-ruk, the second baseman. Blackley hoping to work quickly. Not sure how long he is expected to go tonight. Out of game action for a brief period. Chop toward third. Marjama throws on to first, and quickly 2 down as the third baseman for the Bandits makes a nice play charging in. Marjama was the DH in game 1 of today's doubleheader, and here back in the field, he gets tested right away. If you are in a position like Travis Blackley is, and you know that you might not go deep into the ball game, how do you work to keep your pitch count down and get quick outs? He seemed to have done that so far.
You just pitch contact, you got to force their hand and make them put it in play. I'm not sure what his pitch count is, but I'm sure it's not too high coming off the injury.
Go Sung-min, the center fielder, has the same idea as Bae before him, trying a bunt, but he fouls it back to the backstop. Crowd is filled in, even though it's a 1-ticket doubleheader. Per usual, we see some fans decide to skip the afternoon game and then come for prime time. This is a full 9-inning game after we played 7 this afternoon. 0-1 high and tight in on the hands. The count evens to the Geelong-Korea center fielder. Blackley throws 2 different fastballs, mainly a 2-seamer. Curveball and a change. Swing and a miss. Go swinging for the fences. To the extent Geelong-Korea has had offensive success in this series, again, they are 0-3 so far, but they have been able to elevate the ball and get it out in these tight dimensions. Corey, you were able to silence their bats for the most part on Thursday night in your first time pitching at this ballpark. Here's a hot ground ball toward short, moving to his left. Wade throws on the run, and that's a 1-2-3 first inning for Travis Blackley. We'll talk more about Corey's night after this. The Bandits are coming to bat in a scoreless game on Bandits.tv.
Great job, Chef.
Thanks.
Who wants a drink?
Let's go, Archer. is away.
Thank you, Archer.
Looks like these guys are working up a tropical thirst, Archer.
Thank you, Archer!
Beers to the beach.
Thank you, Archer!
They look thirsty down there in the outback, Archer.
We'll all be.
Thank you, Archer!
Yeah!
Good boy, Archer.
On to the bottom of the first inning at One Hub Stadium in Brisbane. The Karanko Brisbane Bandits going for the 4-game series sweep in round 2. And to do so, they will go up against Park Jong-moo. Park took the loss in his round 1 start against Sydney. That was the only game that Geelong-Korea lost against the Blue Sox. He allowed 8 runs on 8 hits in 4 innings, including a pair of home runs. He'll face a Bandits lineup that begins with a center fielder, Andrew Campbell, followed by Logan Wade, the shortstop. Batting third and left field, Tim Caldwell. The cleanup hitter and DH is Mitch Nielsen. Batting fifth at third base is Mike Margema. Batting sixth in right field, Donald Lutz. Batting seventh at second base, Wade Dutton. Batting eighth at catcher, Jeremy Martinez. And batting ninth at first base, David Sutherland. Between games 1 and 2 of the doubleheader, manager David Nielsen has gotten in most of his regular players. He's been able to split up the catching duties with Ryan Battaglia going in game 1 and Jeremy Martinez getting the start in the nightcap. Andrew Campbell had a good first game. 2 for 3 with a solo homer, a double, and 3 runs scored. That homer was his first of the ABL season. The righty Park comes set. And the first pitch misses just low ball 1. Paul Latta calling balls and strikes behind home plate. Toby Pinder at first base and Gavin Carson at third. Standard pitch mix for Park. Fastball, breaking ball, changeup. Campbell gets a pitch up and hits it hard but foul down the first base line. Cracked his bat, I believe, and that was just a little bit in the kitchen. That's something that I think these Geelong-Korea pitchers would be well served to try and do. Make the Bandits hitters uncomfortable. Campbell goes back, gets a new bat, and he will return to the batter's box. Campbell, after his good game 1, is now batting .261 on the young season. At the knees for a strike. 1-2. 6 hits, 2 of them for extra bases, both of them coming in game 1 of the doubleheader. Team leader in walks with 5 as the table setter. Hot ground ball towards first. Sprawling stop by Chu. And he fires onto the pitcher covering. Campbell retired for the first out of the bottom of the first inning. Defensively, Geelong-Korea has Park catching, Chu at first, Kim at second, John at third, Bake at short, and Song, Go, and Lee left to right across the outfield as we take another look. In between hop. And you can see already in the first inning, the infield clay a little chopped up. That can make those second or third hops a little difficult for the infielders. Up next, Logan Wade, switch hitter batting lefty. First pitch fouled back. Park, even with nobody on base, is going pretty much from the stretch. Corey, how do you approach that windup versus stretch?
Well, I've heard some guys just like the stretch because they make their most important pitches in the stretch with like guys in scoring position. So it also simplifies things. There's less moving parts when you're just strictly out of the stretch.
Wade again fouls, and the count is quickly 0-2. at the risk of painting in broad strokes, many Korean pitchers go with the long windup, something that has kind of fallen by the wayside in America and Australia, but evidently Park simplifying things as much as he can. Called strike 3 at the knees on the inside corner. Wade gone on 3 pitches, 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring in Tim Caldwell. Another look at that pitch. On the corner.
Yeah, a little too soon.
Caldwell had a good first round. Not the results he's been looking for in round 2, but he's hit the ball hard a few times. He's been robbed. And with a small sample size, I'm sure the frustration is high for the import player. There's a high fly ball to left field. Shallow and playable for Song. In the twilight, he makes the catch. And both starting pitchers have a quick first inning. 3 up, 3 down in both cases. On to the second in Brisbane. Scoreless between the Bandits and Geelong-Korea on Bandits.tv.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
No one knows what the future of transportation will look like. Robots. But no matter what, Enterprise can help. You can rent a car for a road trip. Look, kids, nature. Oh, wow. You can rent a truck for a move. You can buy a car, commute in a van pool, or get picked up because your car is in a pool. My bad. Count on Enterprise, no matter where transportation goes next.
Let's go.
I love the future. How can Enterprise pick you up today?
Hey, Thomas.
Yeah?
Is it fun playing at festivals?
It's pretty good, mate. You get to see amazing places, meet new people. Everyone's just pumped to be there. And you get to do the sign-off.
Thank you, Queensland! You're amazing!
Queensland, where life's beautiful one day and perfect the next.
A good and quick first inning for Travis Blackley, and he's on for the second, facing 4, 5, and 6 in the Geelong-Korea order, hoping to keep this a scoreless ball game. With Bandits pitcher Corey Taylor, I'm Eric Bramer. Nightcap of this doubleheader and the finale of round 2. I mentioned this to my broadcast partner in Game 1, Paul Gonzalez, Corey, but as an American, it takes some getting used to that after today, first pitch misses low, ball 1. After today, the regular season is already 20% over with. Doesn't it seem like a 40-game season flies by?
Yeah, I mean, it's already flying by, having a lot of fun with these guys. And, I mean, I'm used to playing 7 days a week, and we're only playing 4, and that's really nice in only 3 days.
I'm used to announcing 7 days a week. Called strike, and it's 1-1. Well, how did you get over the jet lag? Was it as bad as people told you it was going to be?
If not worse. I mean, that first night, that first day because we flew in the morning, and let's see, we got in at like 8:30, and by 2 o'clock I was ready to check in. But yeah, you just got to keep moving around, keep drinking coffee, I guess. That's what I did.
Well, they make strong coffee over here.
Yeah, it's really good. A lot of espresso.
Travis Blackley would tell you that the best coffee in the country comes down in Melbourne, where he's from. 1-2, swing and a miss.
As he calls it, God's country.
First strikeout for the lefty, out number 1 in the second. And Travis has looked pretty good. You can imagine that he's been chomping at the bit to try and get back onto a game mound there. A little bit of a breaking ball down and in. Not quite the curveball, I don't think. You might be able to tell better than I, but just took something off and got Jeon Byung-woo way out in front.
Yeah, he's just a competitor. He's going to go out there and whatever he's got, he's going to work with what he's got.
Here's Baek Seong-hyun, who takes ball 1. Well, even tourists have to deal with the change in the sleep schedule, but athletes especially have physical changes that are undertaken after being on a long flight, fouled off the count 1-1. I know couple of the players that I've talked to, you know, their feet just felt heavy for the first couple days because you're in that pressurized airplane cabin for 15 hours, or however long it takes to get out here, and your body physically needs time to adjust to being in gravity again.
And also, you're also cramped. And, I mean, most of us are a little bit bigger than the average human, I'd say. And I had an aisle seat in my shoulder. I kept getting hit with the cart girl, the cart. So I couldn't fall asleep. But it was all right.
Hitters count for Bake. And he barrels it up, sending a hard line drive to left field. Bangs off the left shoulder of Caldwell. Big turnaround first for Bake, and he will retreat with a well-struck single. Get into a hitter's count, Corey, and you know you have to throw a strike. The hitters know it too.
Oh, yeah. And you got to lay a cookie in there, and he got it.
And the bat flip from Bake on a single. That's something that I think some audiences might take some getting used to.
Yeah, I see a lot of Asian teams doing it.
Here's Song Woo Hyun, the left fielder. Blackley in the stretch for the first time. Fastball up and in. Travis, like the Geelong-Korea starter, Park Jong-moo, doesn't have a super long windup, so it's not as much of an adjustment when you are pitching with runners on. Travis has a great pickoff move. He'll be the first to tell you, and we'll keep an eye on Bake at first. So will he, and right on cue, there's the pickoff.
Oh, that was good.
First time you've seen that one?
Yeah, that's the first time. It's the first time I've seen him throw.
Blackley knows exactly where that imaginary 45-degree angle is, and he drops the plant foot.
Definitely a gray area.
Base umpire Toby Pinder didn't think it was a balk, and Geelong-Korea will note that and maybe not be as aggressive off first the next time they find a batter on. 2 down, bases empty. Song at the plate. Song Woo Hyun. He sends a chopper to second. Routine for Dutton. Blackley works around the single, picks off his first base runner of the year, and we are still scoreless going to the bottom of the second on Bandits.tv.
Can't you see my heart is lost without you? And your kisses make me love you more. And your kisses make me love you more. Can't you hear the sound of love and desire? Kiss me, baby, touch me. Kiss me, baby, love me.
It's scoreless going to the bottom of the second inning between the Coran Cove Brisbane Bandits and Geelong-Korea in the round 2 finale at One Hub Stadium. 4, 5, and 6 due up for Brisbane. Nielsen, Marjama, and Lutz against Park Jong-moo. Geelong-Korea has had losses, of course, 0-3 in the scorebook, but even worse than that, there have been frustrating losses. Last night, scoring 3 in the top of the 10th inning and allowing 4. Wade Dutton with the walk-off sacrifice fly. This afternoon in Game 1 of the doubleheader, falling 8-5, allowing 5 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning and coming back with 3 in the top half. If they hadn't let the game get away from them in the 6th inning, They might have had a chance for a comeback before the final out. Mitch Nielsen will lead things off. Switch hitting DH, batting lefty. First pitch, a called strike. Mitch batting .480 on the season. Team leader in hits with 12. Liner right up the middle and into center field. The Bandits have their first hit. And it's a leadoff knock to begin the second inning.
He's seeing the ball well.
In game one of the doubleheader, he went 1 for 3 with a double and a walk. Smile on his face as he is healthy and playing what we hope will be a full season, something we could not say last year. That'll bring in Mike Margema. New acquisition for the Bandits this year. DH in game one, playing at the hot corner tonight. First pitch misses inside and low. Margema has hit a 2-run homer in each of the last 2 ball games. Only Bandits player with more than 1 so far this year. Leads the team with 7 runs batted in as a result. Long hold and the delivery. Margema hits hard but foul down the third base line. Nielsen 3 for 3 in the young season in stolen bases. Keep an eye on him at first. Bandits wearing the home whites. Corey, of the 3 uniforms you've worn so far, which one's your favorite look?
I like the black with the yellow pinstripes. Those are my favorite.
That was the lucky jersey last year as the Bandits ran the table in the playoffs. Taking ball for a strike, and the count is 1-2. The black alternate jerseys for most of the regular season last year were actually bad luck. But Coco Lin decided to wear them late in the regular season. I believe against Geelong-Korea. With some flowery language, he said, well, we might as well just win in them and make them our good luck jerseys. Fastball high in the count 2-2. You can tell there's moisture in the air, and again, there's a system moving to the south of us. At least it is south of us right now. The area could definitely use some rain. Fires popping up all across Australia in the middle of a drought. Breaking ball for a called strike 3. Margema doesn't like the call, but it looked like a good pitch on the outside corner, maybe a little bit off. A pitcher's pitch, as they call it, as we take another look. A little outside, maybe. Second strikeout for Park. Both of them have been looking. That'll bring in Donald Lutz. Lutz did not start game one of the doubleheader. Entered as a defensive replacement in the top of the 7th inning. Big swing and a miss, and the count 0-1. Lutz had 2 hits in game one of the series. Last night 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts, but he did drive in a run with a fielder's choice in the 10th inning. Well hit, but well foul. Out of play down the first base line. Into the Little League field, where the young ones are having some fun as a sideshow. 0-2 the count. The big left-handed hitting German. Pitch to Lutz. Knee buckling breaking ball, but it missed. And the count 1-2. Good take by Lutz. Park with a check of Nielsen at first. On the outside corner, called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts looking for the Bandits. With 2 down and Nielsen still at first, it'll be left to Wade Dutton. Hit the target. That's all you can ask for as a pitcher, and home plate umpire Paul Latta gives him the benefit of the doubt. Dutton delivered the walk-off sacrifice fly in last night's ball game. In game 1 of the doubleheader, he went 2 for 4 with a pair of singles and an RBI. First pitch grounded through the hole on the right side. Nielsen checks in at second. And that at-bat lasted longer than a pitch. I would have remarked on the wide-open hole on the right side, exactly where Wade Dutton likes to get a lot of his hits. First baseman Chu was holding on Nielsen, and the second baseman Kim was shading him to pull. Good piece of hitting. And that is the trademark Wade Dutton swing, hitting the ball with authority to the right side. 2 men on with 2 out for Jeremy Martinez. Starting at catcher in game 2. After going 1 for 3 with a single as the game 1 first baseman. First pitch breaking ball taken low and away. Martinez 4 for 17 at the plate. That's a .235 batting average. Double and a home run. He swings at the 1-0 pitch, lifting a high pop, foul towards first and out of play into the Bandits bullpen. The first thing you notice about One Hub Stadium is the short dimensions in the outfield. Probably the second thing you notice is how little foul territory there is. Both of those do not favor the pitcher.
No, not at all. It's definitely hitter's park. When Mike hit that homer yesterday, I thought it was just a fly ball. I thought the inning was over. It just kept on going.
He reached down and got it. I think it was a shin-high pitch, and you're absolutely right. That ball just kept carrying.
I mean, you can make a good pitch, and the ball can still leave the yard.
Parks 1-1, misses inside. Geelong-Korea scored first in game 1 of the doubleheader, but Brisbane scored first in the first 2 games of this series. Both teams got complete games from their starters in the 7-inning first game, which will leave the bullpens well rested. Missing high 3-1 with David Sutherland on deck. From what you've seen of Park on a 3-1 pitch, you think he goes fastball here?
Yeah, that's what I would do. I'd throw a sinker, and hopefully he just beats it into the ground.
Here's Graham Lloyd in his first year as Geelong-Korea manager. Had a frustrating weekend so far here in Brisbane. .3-1 left up and hit hard to left, but right at Song, who's there a few steps to his right to make the catch. Bandits threaten but do not score. They leave a pair on board in a scoreless second inning, and we head to the third. No score between Geelong-Korea and the Bandits on Bandits.tv.
Careful, out there, champ.
How good is this?
Welcome back to One Hub Stadium, where the fans are having a good time, at least the home fans. Brisbane Bandits have taken the first 3 games of round 2 after going winless on the road, and a win tonight would complete the sweep and get them back to an even 500 at 4-4 on the season. In a scoreless game, we go to the third, bottom third of the order due up for Geelong-Korea against Travis Blackley. It'll be Chu Jae Hwan, Park Jae Uk, and Lee Jae Won. A lot of visiting fans coming in, people of Korean descent or Korean nationality living in the Brisbane area, and the Bandits business development side have done a good job bringing them in and making the most of this opportunity to increase the cultural interplay, if you will. Last night, a couple Korean businessmen threw out the ceremonial first pitch, and it's been fun to hear the fans go back and forth. Most recently, it's been the Brisbane fans with more to cheer about. First pitch from Blackley to Chu Jae Hyun, misses inside, 1-0. Bit of a different broadcast tonight if you weren't with us for Game 1. This is not a full Bandits.TV production. Low and away, 2-0. Geelong-Korea will have a full Korean production crew following them for every game this year and beaming the broadcast back to their homeland. And in the interest of saving labor, and by extension man hours, strike 2 and 1, we're just picking up their feed and talking over it. So hopefully it's still coming to you crystal clear and you're able to enjoy this broadcast, even though it looks a little bit different than what we're accustomed to on Bandits.TV. 2-2, called strike. That was a 2-1 pitch, I beg your pardon. Scoreboard up here had it 2-2. Now it's 2-2. Blackley working quickly through the first 2 innings. Pitch hit hard but foul down the third base line. We had Paul Gonzalez, our usual color commentator, in for Game 1. As he mentioned on the air, he's away to hopefully win the Bandits some awards at a ceremony tonight across the Queensland sporting scene. So we're joined by Corey Taylor, who pitched quite well in Game 1 of this series, picking up his first ABL win. Chopped weakly towards first, charging Sutherland, flips to Blackley. Blackley cannot tag him in time. Blackley, the lefty, fell off on the third base side of the mound and just didn't have the distance to cover. Shaking his head, I think in frustration, not in disagreement. What did you see there, Corey?
Oh, I think he just got beat there. It's tough for a lefty to come back from that. When as you said, he fell back to the third base side. So.
Very close play, and Blackley did tag him with his glove, but it looked like it was just as Chu was stepping on the base. Leadoff base runner for Geelong-Korea. That'll bring in Park Jae Uk. Well, Corey, you are an authority as much as anyone else on how to shut down this Geelong-Korea offense because you did it for 6 innings on Thursday, only 2 hits and 8 strikeouts. What was your plan of attack?
I was just trying to pitch to my strength, which is, sinker, cutter, and they had a lot of righties, so I was able to throw a sinker in a lot.
High fly into left. Park got underneath it, and Colwell is underneath it now, making the catch for the first out.
And it definitely helps when me and Jeremy were on the same page. There's a lot of sinkers into righties and a lot of cutters into lefties, and got a few broken bats. I had one actually come at me, which that was kind of scary there for a minute, but I had a lot of success with it, and I'm just going to build off that start.
Lee Jae Won will bat at the bottom of the Geelong-Korea order. A lot of the onus when you're meeting new teammates is on the catcher to learn the pitching staff. How different is it for a pitcher to throw to a different catcher and learn their rhythms and game calling preferences?
It's definitely takes a little time to get used to. That first start in Adelaide, is that how you say it? Adelaide?
Adelaide, yep.
Yeah. It was a little rusty. It was my first start in a while too, so that didn't help. But Yeah, I mean, Jeremy's my roommate, so we're definitely building up some chemistry. And
there you go.
So, great guy.
Night has fallen here in Brisbane. Not much of a sunset tonight as clouds have overtaken the sky. 0-1 coming to Lee. Swing and a miss, and the count is 0-2. We cannot call for a camera angle because, again, this is the Korean broadcast, but they might be able to give you a look at how small the lead is for Chu Jae-hwan. He's a first baseman, so we'll take it that he doesn't have a whole lot of speed, but I think he could belly flop and still comfortably get back to the bag. Blackley's pickoff an inning ago has scared them, and sure enough, he belly flops and gets in without taking a step. He was still caught leaning in the wrong direction on that Blackley pickoff move. Look at how short that lead is, and he still almost got off. Man.
Just tells you how good it is.
And there's that 45-degree angle. If Blackley steps with his right foot beyond the imaginary 45-degree line, then the umpire should call it a balk.
But they got to call it a balk.
Right, exactly. And Blackley, a veteran who made his major league debut for the Mariners way back in 2004, has pretty finely tuned that pickoff move where it's repeatable and he knows exactly what he can get away with.
Yeah, he's done a lot of reps with that.
1-2 coming. Swing and a miss. Lee strikes out. That's the second K for Blackley, and it ends his first trip through the Geelong-Korea order. That'll leave it to Bae Ji-hwan, the left-handed hitting DH, who tried to bunt to begin the ball game. It was a drag bunt up the first base line, but Blackley pounced off the mound and was able to make the play. Slapped foul. I'm not sure if that's just the swing of Bae or if he was trying to open up and turn around a fastball.
I definitely think that's his swing.
Yeah.
He, first pitch of the game when I threw, first pitch sinker, he slapped it in the left. I thought it was a double for sure, but Caldwell made a good play for me.
You can see on the replay that the Korean broadcast showed he was pounding his helmet. That was a good pitch for him to hit.
Yeah, he just wants to hit it to left in that gap. Use that speed.
Here at this ballpark, even when you hit it to the opposite field, if you get a wind current underneath it, it can carry out. .30 pitches for Travis Blackley. That's about a best-case scenario for the lefty. Not fully stretched out quite yet. Runner goes, pitch to the plate is low, throw down to second is perfect. Wade drops down the tag, Chu is thrown out, and that will end inning number 3. GK has made a pair of outs on the base paths, one with the pickoff and another a caught stealing. We head to the bottom half of the third inning in a scoreless tie on Bandits.tv.
It's always been you.
It's always been us.
So far in the series finale, we have another low-scoring affair between the Koran Cove Brisbane Bandits and Geelong-Korea. Scoreless to the bottom half of the third. It'll be 9-1 and 2 due up for Brisbane. David Sutherland, Andrew Campbell, and Logan Wade against Park Jong-moo. The numbers and the resume for Park didn't look all that good in his first outing against Sydney. He allowed 2 runs for every inning he pitched. It was 8 runs in 4 innings. But so far tonight, he's been able to keep the Bandits off balance. Left a couple men on in the second, though Jeremy Martinez hit the ball on the screws for the 3rd and final out, lining to left. David Sutherland last night played in his 350th career ABL game, becoming just the 2nd player to do so. When you play a 40-game regular season, that's quite an accomplishment. And through the ups and downs of the Bandits franchise, Goofy's been there every step of the way. Fan favorite looking for his first home run as he takes a called strike on the outside corner.
How many seasons is that?
Well, the first ABL season was 2010, the first modern ABL season, the relaunch of the league. Goofy's 34 years old, and he has played for Brisbane since that inaugural 2010 season. Fastball outside, 1-1. One pitch. Misses at the letters outside, 2-1. Last year, Sutherland hit a career-high 9 home runs, though his batting average was down at .228. Two-one pitch. Tops a grounder that goes foul up the first base line. Chu was ready to field it had it stayed fair. Bandits as a team were far and away the most prolific run-scoring offense last year. Those numbers were helped by the games they played against Geelong-Korea. Mentioned it during the Game 1 broadcast, but they headed to Geelong in round 10 last year, needing to win all 4 games to win the division. Feel a little bit more comfortable in the playoffs. Sutherland fooled. He strikes out for the first out of the 3rd inning. And Game 1 in Geelong really set the tone as we take another look. That slow breaking ball. Good spot. Tough to get Sutherland's hands in and get around on that pitch. 8 different Bandits hitters went deep in Game 1 of that series. A couple of them had multi-home run games, and besides the emotional blow that it dealt Geelong-Korea, it was a chopper foul up the first base line, it set the bullpen back for the remainder of the series. And that was a Geelong-Korea pitching staff that was short to begin with. Andrew Campbell grounded to first, his first time up. Lifted in the air, high and deep but foul down the right field line, and it lands beyond the batting cages. I don't know if you've had to field a pop-up here after nightfall or if during batting practice you've been able to observe, but this is a pretty well-lit ballpark. It's just the light standards aren't as high as you might be accustomed to in America.
What do you mean?
Well, the height of the light towers, there are fly balls here that sometimes go above the light coverage and then come back down. They disappear for a moment.
Yeah. Hopefully I don't have to do any of that.
Check swing on appeal. Campbell held up. Catcher Park was ready to tag him out, but the at-bat will continue. Yeah, I don't think too many pitchers have to field pop-ups that go up that high. But
I just try to get out of the way.
I noticed earlier in the game with the sky still set on the dusk setting in the video game, Caldwell had to fight to keep his eye on the ball in left field.
Yeah, especially how high that one was hit.
Park set. And the 1-2. Campbell gets a piece. Hits are even at 2 apiece. 2 singles for GK and 2 singles for Brisbane. Speaking of long-tenured Bandits players, Campbell up there as well. 1-2, bounced off the plate. Good take from the Bandits center fielder. Campbell only 27 years old, but he too has played for this Brisbane team since 2010. He was just a developmental player back then. In 2010, Campbell got in 6 games. Turned into a regular player in 2012, playing in 42 contests. Count runs full. Campbell showing his discerning eye at the plate, hoping to get a board for Logan Wade behind him. Payoff pitch to the Bandits' leadoff man. Chopped on the ground towards second. Chest high second hop. Kim throws to Chu, and Campbell is retired. 2 down. That'll leave it to Logan Wade, who struck out looking his first time up. I don't want to lean too heavy on your Americanness, Corey, but I'll try and ask you your observations of the Australian baseball culture compared to what you're accustomed to growing up between Texas and Oklahoma in your youth, correct?
Yeah.
Those are places where baseball is played year-round. Weather allows that to happen, and baseball is a larger cultural footprint in America than it does here.
Yeah, it's a lot of. I'm learning a lot about cricket, which is a very more complicated game than I thought it was.
You play some French cricket down in the Bandits bullpen sometimes, right?
Yeah, that was my first time today. I didn't know what was going on.
Fastball up and away, 1-1. Well, that's kind of the schoolyard version of cricket that's pretty easy to pick up. Your feet are the wickets, right?
Yeah.
And they throw the ball at you on a bounce, and you got to find a way to send it somewhere.
Yeah, I guess. That's what they tell me, at least.
Hitter's count and a hitter's pitch. Wade got one up but couldn't connect. Well, it looks like baseball is trying to come up with their answer to French cricket. I suppose for some baseball players, Pepper might be that game where you can play it, but we've got Baseball 5, which is a new initiative created by the WBSC.
Oh, that's cool.
1-2. Excuse me, 2-1, now 3-1. Disregard, please, the score bug, and just as I say that, they make it disappear from the feed that we've been given. Close pitch, but that was a ball. The count, I believe, is 3-1. We'll find out after this. Nope. It was 2-2, and that is the end of the 3rd inning. 5 strikeouts over 3 scoreless innings for Park Jong-moo. And we head to the 4th. No score between the Bandits and GK on bandits.tv.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
No one knows what the future of transportation will look like. Robots. But no matter what, Enterprise can help. You can rent a car for a road trip. Look, kids, nature. Oh, wow. You can rent a truck for a move. You can buy a car, commute in a van pool, or get picked up because your car is in a pool. My bad. Count on Enterprise, no matter where transportation goes next.
Let's go.
I love the future. How can Enterprise pick you up today?
Hey, Thomas.
Yeah?
Is it fun playing at festivals?
It's pretty good, mate. You get to see amazing places, meet new people. Everyone's just pumped to be there, and you get to do the sign-off.
Queensland, where life's beautiful one day and perfect the next.
Despite a pair of hits, Travis Blackley has faced the minimum through 3 scoreless innings. He'll face the top of the Geelong-Korea order, Bay, Kim, and Go, in the top of the 4th inning. Blackley has been both effective and efficient, beginning inning number 4 with a pitch count of 31. 32nd pitch is a breaking ball that freezes Bay Ji Hwan and bends over the inside half for a strike. Bay grounded out, or rather bunted out, to begin the ball game, trying to drag one up the first base line. He was at the plate when Chu Jae Hwan was caught stealing second to end the 3rd inning. Quickly 0-2 the count. Blackley's pitch, breaking ball bounced in the dirt. On 0-2, Corey, that's exactly where that pitch should be, right? You don't want to give him anything to hit. You want to see if he'll chase.
Yeah, especially this team. They like to choke up late in the count and just try to put the ball in play. And I mean, he was probably sitting. He was probably sitting slider in the dirt there.
Yep. Jam shot, one hopper to short, picked up quickly by Wade, and he knows exactly how much time he has to throw it on to first. Bay retired for the first out of the 4th. Blackley got in the kitchen of Bay. That ball was still hit pretty hard because Bay, on that swing that he has, opens his hips up and can still get the barrel of the bat on those inside pitches. Well done by Logan Wade. Here's Kim Dae-Rook, the second baseman. Grounded to third his first time up. Check swing on the first pitch he held up, according to base umpire Toby Pinder. On review, that looked to be the correct call. That's a check. Chopper again to the left side. This time it's the shortstop Wade. Second try this inning. Both of them have been successful with on-target throws to Sutherland at first. 2 up, 2 down in the 4th. 2 more quick outs for Blackley. That'll bring in Go Sung Min. Go grounded to short his first time up. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Bandits used most of their late inning options in the bullpen in the first 2 games of this series. Well, bounced well in front of the plate, but Go still swung at it. He was in swing mode there, and as a pitcher, you put that in your Rolodex and you keep that in mind when you decide what you're going to throw next.
Yeah, it's a great feeling. You spike a curveball on accident and he swings anyway. It's a win-win.
0-1 the count instead of what would have been a pretty easy 1-0. But after Blackley, however long he goes, we might see Liam O'Sullivan, who has not yet made an appearance in this series. High fastball, turns Go away, gives him a clean shave. Count is 1-1, despite what the scorebug says. Didn't miss him by all that much. It wasn't that far inside, but when you have such a big weight transfer as Go does in his swing, and you have to reverse course, it's a pretty dramatic result. 1-2 now the count.
I'll go back to that curveball.
There's the curveball, and Go with a very defensive swing just manages to keep the at-bat going. Is there anything about the typical Asian baseball swing, and again, painting with a broad brush here, but it's something that we see more prevalent in Korea and Japan than other parts. Is there something in there that you can exploit as a pitcher? We'll see if this at bat lasts longer than the next pitch. No, it doesn't. We'll get to that after the bottom of the fourth inning, as Travis Blackley has yet another dominant inning. A 1-2-3 fourth, and we head to the home half. Still no score on Bandits.tv.
Can't you see my heart is lost without you? And your kisses make me love you more. And your kisses make me love you more. Can't you hear the sound of love and desire?
Pitchers duel so far at One Hub Stadium in Brisbane. Going to the bottom of the fourth, we are scoreless between Geelong-Korea and the Bandits. With Bandits pitcher Corey Taylor, this is Eric Bramer. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
It's a fun experience to be back doing baseball after a brief winter break. We're back to summer mode in the Southern Hemisphere. I'm sure the same can be said for you. Where else have you played winter ball, Corey?
This is my first time.
So this is a new experience for you physically, getting back in the swing of things.
It was definitely different throwing bullpens in Texas in November.
Right.
It was weird. Usually I'm not throwing, but trying to get picked back up somewhere.
Heart of the order due up for the Bandits: Tim Colwell, Mitch Nielsen, and Mike Margema. Colwell flied out to left his first time up, and he takes high ball one. Colwell takes up again in the count 2-0. And the catcher, Park, with his hands pushing down. That's either physically throw the ball down or settle down because you've got a little too much adrenaline, right?
Maybe both.
Colwell should get a good pitch, and he does, hitting it in the air towards the right center gap. But Go tracks it down, making the catch. Colwell again comes up empty after hitting the ball hard.
Yeah, tough break. They were kind of shaded over.
One down for Mitch Nielsen, who has one of the two Bandits hits, a leadoff single in the second. Park delivers to the plate. Nielsen, with a healthy cut, fouls it off. GK allowed double-digit runs in their final two games of round one. They won one of those games and lost the other. And though game one of today's doubleheader got away from them late, the pitching, I think, has been pretty good over the course of this series. Nielsen takes on the inside corner. Count quickly 0-2. Park Ju-hong got the start in game one, and though he allowed 8 runs in 6 innings, he did save the bullpen. From the bullpen or the dugout, Corey, wherever you were watching, I think you could tell that Park was running out of gas there towards the end.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I don't know what his pitch count was, but
It was above 100 by the time he left the mound.
was it? Wow. He definitely looked tired, but, I mean, he grinded through it.
Yeah, sometimes you are asked to do that by your coaches to give your team a better chance to win later on in the series, or in the case today, later on in the day.
Especially with the 9-inning game coming up.
Nielsen gets one up and hits it high and deep down the right field line. Just foul off the secondary backstop. Home run distance, just a little bit too much hook on it as Nielsen turned around a bit early. With 2 strikes, the infield swings around a little bit to the pull side. Bake, the shortstop, is now on the right side of second base. Taken inside. Nielsen tap dances his way out of a hit by pitch. If this is not a sellout tonight, it's pretty darn close. Not all these fans were here for the first game, but grandstand is full. And Nielsen hits a pop-up to the nearly vacant left side of the infield, but the third baseman, John, has enough time to get underneath it and make the catch for out number 2. Does your heart ever sink when you know you've got a shift behind you and you see someone hit something to the opposite field?
Yeah, especially a ground ball, because you know you did your job and you made a good pitch, and they just happened to hit it where the shortstop was or the second baseman was, depending on the hitter, I guess. But at the same time, it also, if you have a guy playing up the middle, could save you a run. So
right.
It's definitely a double-edged sword.
Yeah, they wouldn't shift if it didn't make sense. Here's Mike Margema. Struck out looking his first time up. He takes ball 1 high. Margema with a high, deep drive down the left field line. Staring it down, and it goes foul. Hit somewhere up on the gaba.com.au board. Out of our view, but the Korean broadcast caught it. That would have been close to home run distance had it stayed fair, but Margema, from the way he left the batter's box, could tell it was not going to be fair. Parks 1-1. Just missing. Held for a split second longer by the catcher, Park, who really wanted that, and now turns around over his right shoulder to ask home plate umpire Paul Latta where it missed. Hitters count to a dangerous hitter. Margema with a big pop-up towards short. Bake staring up, fighting the lights, makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3-4th inning for Park Jong-moo, who has now retired 7 consecutive batters. On to the 5th. We're still scoreless on Bandits.tv.
It's always been you.
It's always been us.
Geelong-Korea travels well, but their fans have not had a whole lot to cheer for here in Brisbane in round 2, as the Bandits have taken the first 3 games, including a game earlier today in the first game of a doubleheader. Here in the nightcap and the series finale, it's scoreless going to the top of the 5th inning. A pitcher's duel so far between Travis Blackley and Park Jong-moo. Blackley has allowed 2 singles, but he has faced the minimum, picking off 1 runner, and his catcher, Jeremy Martinez, catching another one, stealing. 4-5 and 6-2 up. John Byung-woo first up. He struck out swinging in the second. Corey, before Blackley got the 3rd out of the 4th inning, I asked you how, as a pitcher, you can pitch to someone who has a big weight transfer in their swing. Ball 1 misses. Is there any different approach, or do you just treat it like any other hitter?
I mean, honestly, it depends on your strengths. Like, I'm a sinker guy, and these guys like to get their hands extended. So if you're able to tie them up inside, which I was able to do on Thursday night, a lot of success, a lot of ground balls, and I was able to make them uncomfortable, which that's the whole battle, is making the hitter uncomfortable, and you're going to most likely win that at bat anyway.
The GK cleanup hitter has a 2-0 count. Blackley delivers up and away, and it's 3-0. Travis hasn't walked anyone. He hasn't come close to walking anyone, but here in danger of putting the leadoff man aboard. Blackley set, and the 3-0. 4-pitch walk to lead off the 5th inning. John Byung-woo will take his base and take a very modest, cautious lead. Blackley wants a new baseball as he requests time and wheels a new one in. Bandits pitchers had some difficulty throwing strikes in round 1. You can chalk that up to just getting into the swing of things, but in today's game, that is the first walk by any Bandits pitcher. Atherton, in his 14 strikeout complete game gem, did not walk any GK hitters. Here's Baek Seong-hyun, the shortstop, who has one of the 2 GK hits. Ball misses, 5 straight out of the zone to begin the inning. There's a strike. That evens up the count, 1-1. Bandits fans making their presence known as usual. Trying to quiet the "Let's Go GK" chants. Called strike on the outside corner. And Baek doesn't like it. And the count 1-2. What do you make, Corey, of the unique fan culture in Australian baseball, and especially here in Brisbane, where they've got diehard supporters doing organized chants for every hitter and every pitcher?
It's definitely different. I love it. I love a good trash talk here and there. It's a lot of fun. I mean, they love this team, even though it's a lot of cricket around here, but they love their baseball team.
I think baseball is on the upswing. Talked to a couple fans here around the ballpark. This is my 2nd year with the Bandits. And many of these people in the stands tonight are here for the first time taking in a baseball game. They've heard good things, or they know cricket and they want to learn baseball. Swing and a miss. There's a strikeout. Baek goes down. John is still at first, and with 1 down, that'll bring in Song Woo-hyun. 4 strikeouts for the lefty Blackley. And just now, as we take another look at that pitch.
Maybe a cutter.
Yeah, something off the fastball. It was in a good spot. Blackley can qualify for a win if he can get through 5 and maybe get some run support in the home half. For the first time today, we're seeing some action in the Bandits bullpen. It does indeed appear to be Liam O'Sullivan getting loose. Blackley with a pickoff move, and Gian shuffles back, not fooled. Song lifts a high fly down the left field line. Long run for the shortstop, Wade, and it drops in fair territory. Everyone will reach. It's in that proverbial Bermuda Triangle where Wade was the player with the best angle at it, but even at that, that's a tough play to make. If your left fielder can get in on that play, then you'd like him to take charge, but I don't think Colwell was in the best position. We take another look at the replay. And
there's no man's land
yeah,
right there.
Wade had the best chance at it, and if we had the windows open, we might have been able to hear him calling for it, but an opportunity now for GK. 2 men on with 1 out for Chu Jae-hyun, who has one of the now 3 Geelong hits. Lefty-lefty matchup, and Blackley steps off to cycle through the signs. This is the first time that he's pitched with a man staring down at the signs from second base. Breaking ball for a strike. For the uninitiated, Corey, you being a pitcher, how does having a runner at second base impact the way that you communicate with the catcher?
Yeah, there's a lot more extra signs getting thrown down just in case they're trying to pick up something, and it makes things a little bit harder when it comes to your messing with your timing.
Popped up foul, lands just to our left.
When it comes to your timing and like getting each pitch and throwing, but other than that, I mean, it's just an extra set of eyes, which can be difficult to deal with if you have a guy that's crafty at second.
Someone from the Geelong-Korea contingent came away with that foul ball, I think, and rapturous applause to that result. You can see from the camera angle in center field that we're providing you with right now how the second base runner is able to read the signs and, if they've got a system, communicate to the batter what he thinks is coming. There's a grounder towards first, in between hop, eats up Sutherland, but he recovers and flips on to Blackley to get 1 out.
They're keeping Blackley busy, moving over to first.
Good job by Goofy, keeping the glove down. Even though he wasn't able to glove it cleanly, he was able to get 1 out at the very least. Would have been a tough double play to turn with speed coming out of the box and Chu. Both runners do advance. With 2 down, that'll leave it to Park Jae-wook. It's the toughest hop to field, even under normal circumstances, and with the baseline probably chopped up by footprints in the 5th inning. Took a low hop on the Bandits' first baseman. Park fly to left his first time up. 2 men in scoring position with 2 down. The base hit to the outfield might score a pair. Blackley's first misses inside. Corey, do you think Travis Blackley notices the bullpen arm warming up in his peripheral vision? Is that something that you notice, or do you just try and block that out?
You definitely hear the glove popping over there. It makes you have a little bit more sense of urgency when you're out there on the mound. So you just want to get off the field for sure.
The pitch count, the pitch count here is 57 in the 5th inning. I think that's...
He's getting close.
That's as good as Blackley could have expected in his first game back from being inactive for a few weeks. Hitters count. And a strike in a good spot. There's nothing that says you can't throw a fastball on 2-0. You have to put it where the hitter doesn't want it.
Yeah, they're definitely geared up for a fastball on 2-0.
Infield and outfield playing Park straight up. 2-1. Swing and a miss on what might have been ball 3. Blackley with 4 strikeouts. Looking to escape this 5th inning and keep the game scoreless. The 2-2 pitch. Pounded off the plate and also off the front foot of Park, who didn't leave the box. Crowd cheering on Travis Blackley. No offensive fireworks to speak of, but Blackley twirling a gem. John dances off third, and that prompts Blackley to step off. I don't think you're going to get Travis Blackley to balk. Wily veteran, not too flighty on the mound. Two-two pitch. Called. Strike three on the inside corner. Blackley strands two in scoring position, and he walks off the mound after 5 scoreless innings. No score between the Bandits and GK.
Great job, Chef.
Thanks.
Who wants a drink?
Let's go, Archer. Beers away.
Thank you, Archer.
Looks like these guys are working up a tropical thirst, Archer.
Thank you, Archer!
Beers to the beach.
Thank you, Archer!
They look thirsty down there in the outback, Archer.
We'll all be.
Thank you,
Archer! Yeah!
Good boy, Archer.
Good game so far in the series finale in Brisbane. Bandits and GK deadlocked at 0. Travis Blackley probably done for the night. Went through 5 scoreless innings in his 2019 ABL debut. Park Jong-moo has overcome a rough round 1 start to match him 0 for 0. And it'll be 6, 7, and 8 in the Bandits order due up. Lutz, Dutton, and Martinez against the Geelong-Korea righty. The Outlaws beginning their customary Donald Lutz chant about Donald Lutz's magic hat. One of the more salient moments in my first year with the Bandits last year was there's a high drive, deep left center, way back, and gone! Donald Lutz with a mammoth blast to left center field. His first ABL home run of the season breaks the scoreless tie, and the Bandits lead it 1-0. No doubt about that one. And the song continues from the Bandits faithful as Lutz knew that from the moment it left the bat.
Center fielder didn't even run for it.
Fun to see that from Donald Lutz, one of the good guys in this league. Respected in the clubhouse, beloved by the fans, and I didn't even have a chance to complete my thought. As Wade Dutton swings at the first pitch and chops foul. They talk in that song about how when we win the championship, we'll sing that song all night. And after returning the Claxton Shield to Brisbane for the 4th consecutive year, on the awards podium, Lutz led the crowd in that song, and it was about as hyped as I've ever seen him. Dutton singled his first time up. 0-1 misses outside. Ball and a strike. Corey, have you ever won a championship?
Yes, 2009 we high school won a state championship, and then in college we won a conference championship in 2014, I believe. It's a lot of fun.
That it is.
Winning is fun.
Dutton pops it up behind third. Shortstop is there, and Bake makes the catch for the first out of the 5th inning. That'll bring in Jeremy Martinez. These Bandits fans are used to winning, and after growing calls for Lutz to acknowledge the fans, he flexes his muscles, stepping out of the dugout. That's, I guess, his version of a curtain call. Martinez laced the ball to left field his first time up with 2 on and 2 out, but hit it right to the left fielder's Song for out number 3. First pitch, a strike, 0-1. Corey, you're going to be going back down either to the dugout or the bullpen after this half inning, but I want to thank you for coming up and joining me on the air, enlightening our viewers at home, wherever they are tuning in.
Sure, had a good time.
You're a natural.
Yeah.
First time in front of a microphone,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's a live mic. Yeah.
Well, and your proverbial plus-minus right now is the Bandits +1, so
yeah.
you're doing all right in that regard. Martinez behind in the count, 0-2. Just off the corner, held by Park, who hasn't been too happy with the strike zone tonight. Well, that's another chance for me to ask you a question, Corey. On a night when you're not starting, where will you spend your time, in the dugout or in the bullpen?
Mostly the dugout. I'll go up down to the bullpen here and there, just chat with the guys, see what they're thinking.
Dugout here is not your usual dugout either. It's pretty small.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I mean, it's a little tight, but I like going down there and talking to the guys and seeing what their mindset is on some of these hitters, especially some of the vets down there.
And Liam O'Sullivan is continuing to warm for Brisbane. Looks like he'll get the 6th inning. Thanks to that Lutz home run, Blackley is in line for the win if the lead is preserved through the end of the ballgame. Park's pitch misses low. Corey, what do you hope to do off the baseball field during your time in Brisbane? You've brought your wife out here, and yeah. I would imagine you want to see some sights.
Oh, yeah. She's got the brochures all laid out.
She's
wanting to do all kinds of things. We'll probably go up to that Irwin Sanctuary.
Sure.
Heard good things about that. We love like the aquarium side of things and seeing all those. So, Australia is one of the best places in the world to do that. So, I think we're gonna go to Sunshine Coast.
Yep.
Is that on the north? Is that north?
Yep. Sunshine Coast is north, about an hour's drive.
Yeah, we'll go up there probably Monday. Look around.
Monday is a good day to go.
Yeah.
Weekends stay away from.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Probably got some viewers tonight coming from the Sunshine Coast. Thank you for tuning in. Greater Brisbane region and all of Queensland pouring their support behind these Bandits as they have dominated the ABL in recent years. Payoff pitch. Up and away, ball 4. David Sutherland will bat with a man aboard. How'd you like Adelaide?
It was nice. That was a very pretty city. It was a lot colder than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I think some people, when they think of, we're going south, they're accustomed to the northern hemisphere train of thought where that means it's going to get warmer. But down there, they say of Melbourne, 4 seasons in a day. I think the only time, scratch that. There were 2 times last season in which the Bandits had a weather delay. They had a game that was postponed in Auckland and a game that was delayed in Melbourne. Big swing and a miss from Goofy Sutherland, who struck out swinging his first time up. Martinez at first. Big insurance run out there for the Bandits. Sutherland with a deep drive, right field, but just off the barrel. Lee dances around it and makes the catch.
Looks like he got in on him there.
Yeah. Good to see that healthy swing from David Sutherland. But as you said, couldn't quite get all his strength behind the swing. 2 down now with Martinez still at first. Lineup turns over for Andrew Campbell. Campbell 0 for 2 tonight. Grounder to first and a grounder towards second. Fastball misses in. Bandits heading to Sydney next week for round 3. They hope on a 4-game winning streak. Swing and a miss. Blue Sox figure to have a good team this year. Really, I don't know if there's any team that is completely out of it with 5 of the 8 teams making the playoffs. It should be a dogfight until the end. Fun to see parity in this league. Fastball up and away, 2-1. Even Geelong-Korea in year 2 of their franchise has put up a good fight in round 2. Winless thus far. They won 3 out of 4 from Sydney in round 1. A lot to like on this roster, that's for sure. Campbell lifts it in the air, left center field towards the gap. That'll fall. Off on contact, Martinez already into third. He'll hold up there on a single from Andrew Campbell. Soupy has his first hit of the ball game. And like Lutz to begin the inning, hitting the ball with authority to the power alley to the opposite field. Something that you don't have to feel bad about doing at this ballpark because it doesn't take much. Logan Wade 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. He'll try and take advantage of the 2-out rally. In Wade's third inning at bat, he came up with the bases empty and faced a pull shift, batting from the left side. Can't do that quite as dramatically with 2 runners on base, but the shortstop, Bake, is playing up the middle. First pitch, letter high for a strike. Wade just swung through it. Park sets. And the pitch. Another good-looking swing from Wade. He was right on it, fouling it back. 0-2. Inning began with a Donald Lutz home run, his first of the season in a Bandits uniform. Right now, that stands as the only run in the game. Wade trying to change that. To Logan Wade. Hit in the air, high and deep right field. It is out of here. A 3-run home run for Logan Wade. His first of the season extends the Bandits' lead to 4-0. That is not where you want to put an 0-2 pitch. And Wade made Park pay. Logan Wade likes to extend his hands, and he put all of his strength behind that swing. Now comes the pitching coach to have a chat with Park, who went through 4 scoreless innings before running into trouble in the 5th. We unfortunately haven't gotten too many replays of things that have happened well for the Bandits, but here we finally get one. Pitch down.
Not down enough.
Not down enough. Beautiful, beautiful swing.
Right in his wheelhouse.
And the Bandits like the result, too. Deep into the ninth. Well, Corey, you're +4 now.
Keep them coming.
Put that on the back of your baseball card.
Yeah.
This is a Bandits team that is built around the home run. With the wind blowing in Adelaide in round 1, that's not something that they were able to take full advantage of. It's not the way their team is built. Here at home, with the wind blowing out and the short fences, well, this is more like it. Tim Colwell hoping to join the party. Fly to left and a fly to center so far in tonight's game. Parks pitch, line drive, base hit. Colwell on the board. Sharp single to right field. He and his speed are at first base, extending this 5th inning for Mitch Nielsen, the 8th man to bat. Corey, I thought I was getting rid of you, but 3 straight 2-out hits now.
Yeah,
it's a good problem to have, right?
Got a little rally going.
Mitch Nielsen 1 for 2, a single in the 2nd, pop up to 3rd in the 4th. High fly in the air to right. Wind pushing it out, but the ballpark will hold it, and Lee makes the catch. That ends the 5th inning. It's a successful one for the Bandits with 2 home runs. Lutz a solo blast, and Logan Wade a 3-run shot to make it a 4-0 Brisbane lead. Corey Taylor, thank you so much for joining us up in the booth.
Appreciate it.
Have fun the rest of the game down with your teammates, and come on up anytime.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back on Bandits.tv.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
No one knows what the future of transportation will look like. Robots. But no matter what, Enterprise can help. You can rent a car for a road trip. Look, kids, nature. Oh, wow. You can rent a truck for a move. You can buy a car, commute in a van pool, or get picked up because your car is in a pool. My bad. Count on Enterprise, no matter where transportation goes next.
Let's go.
I love the future. How can Enterprise pick you up today?
Hey, Thomas.
Yeah?
Is it fun playing at festivals?
It's pretty good, mate. Get to see amazing places, meet new people. Everyone's just pumped to be there, and you get to do the sign-off.
Queensland, where life's beautiful one day and perfect the next.
Travis Blackley done after 5 scoreless innings, and thanks to a couple home runs in the home half of the 5th inning, he's in line for the win. He gives way to Liam O'Sullivan, making his One Hub Stadium debut. O'Sullivan pitched 1 game in Adelaide, allowing just 1 earned run on 4 hits over 6 innings. Took a no decision as the Bandits were winless in that series, but O'Sullivan said hello to the ABL in style. The native of Worcester, Mass, will face 9-1-2 in Geelong-Korea's order: Lee Jae-won, Bae Ji-hwan, and Kim Dae-rook. Our thanks one more time to Corey Taylor, who's already down there conversing with his teammates, I'm sure telling wildly exaggerated tales about his adventures up in the broadcast booth. Low and away. First pitch misses to Lee Jae-won, who struck out swinging against Blackley in the 3rd. Complete line for Blackley. Reads 5 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts, including a big one of Park Jae-uk to leave 2 men in scoring position in the 5th inning. Home plate umpire Paul Latta, out of courtesy to the players, brushing off the plate and allowing a little extra time after that foul ball. The righty O'Sullivan delivers low and away 2-1. Liam, 28 years old. Went to St. Leo College and the University of Rhode Island. Big swing and a miss, and the count 2-2. Last year, played for Somerset in the Atlantic League. Those are the Somerset Patriots in New Jersey. High fly in the air, deep center field. Going back, Campbell, and this ball is long gone. Lee Jae-won out of the 9 spot. It's a solo homer to put GK on the board. It's now 4-1. We talk a lot about the short porch in center field here at One Hub Stadium, but that ball would have been out in any ballpark. And finally, the GK fans have something to cheer about. Pitch left up, and Lee did not miss it. See if the camera can pick up where exactly that ball ended up. Couldn't see it. First pitch fouled off by Bae Ji-hwan, 0 for 2 at the top of the GK order. Anyway, O'Sullivan split time between Somerset in the Atlantic League and Jalisco in the Mexican Pacific Winter League. One coming. Swing and a miss. In basketball, that'd be an ankle breaker, as Bae was swinging for the fences and couldn't connect. Liner up the middle and into center field, a base hit. Homer now a single, and GK with a rude greeting for Liam O'Sullivan. Up next, Kim Dae-ruk, 0 for 2 with a pair of grounders to the left side. Hit on the hands, but again, with that swing that we see for so many of the left-handed Geelong-Korea hitters, opening up the hips and getting the barrel of the bat on the ball, when for others it would be in on the hands and a jam shot. Kim Dae-ruk fouls back. Game 1 of the doubleheader was 7 innings. This one a full 9 innings. Missing low, 1-1. O'Sullivan with a half-hearted pickoff throw to first. Bae back safely. One foul back to the screen. When looking at potential options in the bullpen beyond O'Sullivan, who the Bandits, I'm sure, hope to get a couple innings out of, Ken Frosch has pitched only a third of an inning in this series. We have not seen Justin Erasmus, and we take it that he's healthy because we haven't heard otherwise. Here's a double play grounder. Wade to Dutton to Sutherland. A double play, 6-4-3. And the Bae single is quickly erased. 2 down with the bases empty. Kim runs well, but Wade flipped it on to Dutton, and Dutton with a line drive throw on to Sutherland to complete the twin killing. And that'll help O'Sullivan breathe a little bit easier. Take another look. Hit right at Wade. About a half step between the ball arriving at the base and Kim sprinting down the line. Here's Go Sung Min, who sends a high fly in the air to left center field, but it's in the ballpark, and Colwell is there to make the catch. Inning begins with a Lee Jae-won home run. O'Sullivan rebounds, but as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, the Brisbane lead is cut to 4-1 on Bandits.tv.
Careful, out there, champ.
How good is this?
Welcome back to One Hub Stadium in Brisbane, where the Bandits lead it 4-1 over Geelong-Korea, heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. Bandits going for the sweep. You see a new pitcher in the game for Geelong-Korea. It's the lefty Shin Hyo-seong. Shin making his 4th appearance, has allowed 3 runs on 3 hits in 3 2/3 innings. No wins and no losses. He does have a hold to his name. That came, obviously, in round 1. Park Jong-moo didn't pitch all that badly, at least not through the first 4 innings at least. 4 scoreless, followed by the 4 spot in the 5th. He goes 5 innings, allowing 4 runs on 6 hits. Struck out 5 batters, all of them coming in the first 3 innings. 1 walk that came around to score. And now we see Shin Hyo-seong. Shin very young. He just turned 20 years old earlier this year. Born in April of 1999. Five, 6, and 7 due up for Brisbane. It'll be Marjma, Lutz, and Dutton. Shin readies the first pitch to Mike Marjma. Cold strike. Bandits' third baseman is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop-up to short. Shin's 0-1, misses just outside, maybe a little bit high as well. Bandits.tv will have you covered for every Bandits home game for the remainder of the season. National broadcast might pick up a game here or there, but if the Bandits are playing in Brisbane, you'll be able to watch them. Here's a high fly in the air, deep left center field, and gone! Mike Marjma goes deep for the 3rd consecutive game. This one well over the center field fence, and it's 5-1 Bandits. What a revelation Mike Marjma has been, hitting 3 homers in his first 4 Bandits home games. We've seen a lot of home runs tonight, and none of them have been wall scrapers. It's the 3rd Bandits home run. Lutz stepping into the plate. Hit a no-doubt shot to left center his last time up. Stares at a breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. Lutz, Wade, and now Marjma have gone deep for Brisbane. And Lee Jae-won with a long homer accounting for the lone GK run. Lutz tried to wait back on the breaking ball, but couldn't connect, and the count is 0-2. Lutz wipes his brow as he requests time, stepping out of the box. Shin's pitch hit in the air to center field. This time the ballpark will hold it, and Go is there to make the catch for the first out. That'll bring in Wade Dutton. Dutton tonight is 1 for 2, single in the second, and a pop-up to short in the fifth. First pitch, big swing and a miss as Dutton was out in front. Shinzo 1, just off the outside corner. Park held it, and held it a second longer for rhetorical effect. 1-1 the count. I've been told that there is a very light rain starting to fall. This game is official, having completed 5 innings already. Missing down and in 2-1. I think it rained maybe 1 or 2 games in the last ABL season, but we did not see the tarp rolled out at all. We do have a tarp here at One Hub Stadium. It's rolled up down the left field line. 2-1. Dutton chases on a half swing in the dirt. 2-2. As we said earlier in the broadcast, rain is welcome in this area. It's been very dry for a long time. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Park has to scoop up the pitch and send it on to first. He does so, and Dutton is retired for the second out of the 6th inning. First strikeout for Shin Ho-sung. That'll bring in Jeremy Martinez, 0 for 1. Hit the ball hard to the left fielder for an out in the second, and then drew a walk in the 5th, coming around to score on Wade's 2-out, 3-run home run. Bandits have started the season by going across the divisional lines twice. High fly in the air to left. It's deep, but Song seems to have a play. He does indeed, and he makes the catch. That's out number 3. The inning begins with a Mike Marjama home run, his 3rd in as many games, and the Bandits extend their lead to 5-1. On to the 7th, you're watching Bandits.tv.
It's always been you.
It's always been us.
The Coran Cove Brisbane Bandits are 9 outs away from a round 2 sweep over Geelong-Korea. They hold a 5-1 lead over GK as Liam O'Sullivan goes out to begin his second inning of relief work. Travis Blackley started things off on the right foot in his season debut. He went 5 scoreless innings and is in line for his first win of the season. 4, 5, and 6 are due up in the GK order. It'll be John, Bake, and Song. Ryan Bollinger was just throwing in the Brisbane bullpen. Now Matt Timms is standing. Looks like a couple of the different late inning options are getting loose and keeping their powder dry in the event things tighten up. As you can see, there is a light rain falling, and it's falling harder than it was even in the bottom of the 6th. It is now to the point where a couple of the fans, if they're not thanking the heavens, are moving towards cover. Jeon Byung-woo has not put the ball in play tonight. He struck out in the 2nd and drew a leadoff walk in the 5th, getting as far as 3rd base before he was left aboard. First pitch chopped on the ground towards 3rd. Marjama fields the 2nd hop, throws high, but he's got a tall first baseman. Sutherland pulls it down for a quick first out. Up next, Baek Seong-hyun. If this rain continues to fall, you might see both teams being a little bit more aggressive at the plate. Last thing anyone wants is a rain delay, and if it's falling this hard, I don't think that would happen, but you never know. Fastball misses to Baek Seong-hyun, 1 for 2 with a single in the 2nd. I'm not as familiar with the ABL bylaws as I should be, this being my 2nd year announcing their games. Swing and a miss and a count 1-1. But in American minor league baseball and in Major League Baseball, if you are to end a game early and complete it, as this game would be since we're through 5 innings, you need to wait a half hour. Give the rain a chance to clear. Swing and a miss, the count 1-2. Only 8 more outs to get, and the hope is that O'Sullivan can complete the 7th inning, maybe even the 8th or 9th, but get those final outs and get out of Brisbane with 4 wins and 4 tries. High fly in the air, right center field. Campbell going back at the warning track. He pulls it down. Running catch for the Bandits center fielder. Taking a high efficiency route to the ball and catching it for the 2nd out of the 7th inning. That'll bring in Song Woo-hyun. One more look at the path Campbell took to this ball. Right break on it, over and then back a little bit, but he had that measured just about perfectly. Song is 1 for 2 with a single his last time up. Ball 1 misses. Fouled back to the screen. Someone either flashed their camera or we had a lightning flash. I'm not sure, but no one else seemed to notice, so play will continue. There's some thunder. Missing outside in the count 2-1. Big swing and a miss. And the count 2-2. Good change of pace from O'Sullivan. Two. Hit on a line, picked up on a hop by Sutherland. And he jogs to the base on his way to the dugout. A 1-2-3 top of the 7th inning, and it's time to stretch in Brisbane. Bandits on top of GK 5-1 on Bandits.tv.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
No one knows what the future of transportation will look like. Robots. But no matter what, Enterprise can help. You can rent a car for a road trip. Look, kids, nature. Oh, wow. You can rent a truck for a move. You can buy a car, commute in a van pool, or get picked up because your car is in a pool. My bad. Count on Enterprise, no matter where transportation goes next.
Let's go.
I love the future. How can Enterprise pick you up today?
Hey, Thomas.
Yeah?
Is it fun playing at festivals?
It's pretty good, mate. You get to see amazing places, meet new people. Everyone's just pumped to be there. And you get to do the sign-off.
Thank you, Queensland! You're amazing!
Queensland, where life's beautiful one day and perfect the next.
The fans at One Hub Stadium sing Sweet Caroline in the rain. It's been a sweet day for Bandits fans. They lead 5-1 in the nightcap. And you can see the radar pulled up by our hailstorm crew. That, I know, is a Bandits.TV edition. Is it not? Yeah, it is. All right. So that is the Korean production that we've been seeing all night, but the good folks who work at Bandits.TV just couldn't resist adding a little extra flavor, and you can see the weather system that's passing through the Brisbane area, just accentuating your viewing experience tonight, thanks to the folks back behind me who put that up. I think we can play through this, and the Bandits hope to get the final 6 outs and come away with a series sweep over GK. 9-1-2 due up in the lineup. Sutherland, Campbell, and Wade against Shin Ho-seung, beginning his second inning of relief work. Sutherland 0 for 2. Flied to deep right field his last time up, and he takes a breaking ball for a strike. Shin's next, gets a big swing and a miss. No action in the Brisbane pen. For that matter, the bullpen mound is covered up to protect it from rain. O'Sullivan stretched out. We'll expect him to go back out there for the 8th and maybe, just maybe, come away with a 4-inning save tonight. Down and in, 1-2 the count. Shin takes the sign. The pitch, left up. Bandits will return home for round 4. That'll be against the Auckland Tuatara. Like GK, the Tuatara are in their 2nd year in the league, and they figure to be a much improved squad. Just missing. Looked pretty good from up here, and the catcher Park seemed to think so too. Count runs full. Yeah, maybe just a little bit low. A lot can be low against the tall first baseman. Here's a high fly into center field. Going back is Go. He misread it, and he sprawls in to make the catch. Get a little gun-shy playing in these hitter-friendly conditions, and even though Sutherland did not come close to clearing the wall, Go went back and then came back in to make the catch a lot more complicated than it needed to be. One more look. Hit well by Sutherland. 2nd straight at bat, he's done that. Yeah, if you just freeze frame the end result, it looks like a pretty impressive catch. To quote Tolkien, there and back again. Andrew Campbell 1 for 3, single and a run scored in the 5th. High fly in the air, left center field. It's deep. Go is there, feeling for the wall. He has room. On the warning track, he makes the catch. Couple well-struck fly balls hit to center field, and Go has had just enough room to make catches on both of them. That'll leave it to Logan Wade. Turned around batting from the right side after hitting a 3-run homer off of Park Jung-moo his last time up. Fastball upstairs for a ball, 1-0. Fastball misses just low, maybe a little in. Another close pitch, not called by Paul Latta, the home plate umpire. Shin's set position is a bit peculiar, and he also brings his right foot behind his left knee, something that you don't see very often. 2-1 now the count. Breaking ball left up, but Wade is early, and he fights it off foul. Bandits have 5 runs on 7 hits. All of the runs have scored on home runs. 2-2, swing and a miss. Breaking ball down and in, gets Wade, and it's a 1-2-3 home half of the 7th inning. On to the 8th we go in Brisbane. Bandits on top 5-1 on Bandits.tv.
Can't you see my heart is lost without you? And your kisses make me love you more. And your kisses make me love you more. Can't you hear the sound of love and desire?
The Kerang Cove Brisbane Bandits lead Geelong-Korea 5-1 as we head to the top of the 8th inning in the round 2 finale, with Brisbane going for the 4-game sweep. First pitch from Liam O'Sullivan to Chu Jae-hyun is rolled foul down the third base line. Sullivan allowed a home run to Lee Jae-won, the first batter he faced, and then allowed a single, but then got a double play and has retired every batter since. The righty begins his 3rd inning of work facing the bottom 3rd of the GK order. Chu 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out. He moves out of the way of an inside fastball. The light rain has cleared out some of the fans, but most have stuck around. Ball misses outside, 2-1. Rain is not a bad thing at all, just as long as it comes down after this game is done. Missing outside 3-1. Sullivan gets Chu to offer at an off-speed pitch. It might have been ball 4. Instead, the count runs full. Payoff pitch from O'Sullivan to Chu. Grounded towards third. Nice stop by Marjama. Up with the throw. In time to retire Chu for out number 1 in the 8th inning. Nice job by Marjama. Ball well within his frame, but moving to his right, he went down to the ground to make sure that he had that ball. Not a diving stop per se, but still a play where a lot can go wrong, and Marjama did everything right. Now marks 6 straight retired by O'Sullivan, bringing in Park Jae-wook, the only man that has not faced the Brisbane righty. Park 0 for 2, fly to left and a strikeout. Inside, and a glancing blow will send Park down to first. Paul Latta heard something, and no dispute from the Brisbane dugout. Pitch was still caught by Martinez. With Park, and GK will gladly take it. Now Lee Jae-won, who accounted for the only GK run so far tonight, with a long solo homer off of O'Sullivan his last time up to lead off the 6th inning. First pitch misses low. Inside corner for a strike, and the count is even. The Bandits will not have more than 1 week away from home in the regular season. They began the season on the road at Adelaide. They will end the season on the road at Auckland. They alternate home and road series. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Save for back-to-back weekends at home late in the season. Rounds 8 and 9 will be against Canberra and against Sydney here at One Hub Stadium. 1-2. Sullivan looking for his first strikeout. High fly in the air to right. This ball is back, and Lee has his second home run of the night. Both off of O'Sullivan. It's a 5-3 ball game on this 2-run shot to the opposite field. Two-strike pitch, and Lee just went with it, getting it up in the wind current and over the right field wall. PK fans cheering in appreciation. And with the bat flip, Lee knew it from the moment it left the bat. For that matter, the right fielder Donald Lutz did too. Ball 1 misses to the leadoff man, Bae Ji-hwan. Bae is 1 for 3 with a single off of O'Sullivan his last time up. He was then forced out at second in a double play. Check swing, on appeal, he held up. Count is 2-0. Fouled back behind home plate, off the net, and back down right towards Bae, who ducks and covers. Bae, as we said in Game 1, is a Pittsburgh Pirates prospect. Another foul off. The count 2-2. In 86 games this past year with the Greensboro Grasshoppers in North Carolina, he hit .323. No home runs, but 323 is 323. There is a place for a player like that in any organization. Hit hard on the ground, up the middle. Moving to his left, Wade fields and throws to retire Bay for out number 2. 4 outs to get. O'Sullivan wants to be that guy. Ryan Bollinger, the tall lefty, is warming in the Brisbane pen. Bollinger has already appeared in 2 games in this series. First pitch misses low ball 1 to Kim Dae-Rook. 0 for 3. He hit into that 6-4-3 double play his last time up. Sullivan delivers inside, 2-0. We saw Bollinger last year, by the time the season ended, in a starting role. Driven out to right field. Lutz is there. Backtracking, he makes the catch. That's out number 3 in the 8th. GK gets a pair back on Lee Jae-won's second home run of the game. But it's still a 5-3 Brisbane lead going to the bottom of the 8th on Bandits.tv.
Careful, out there, champ.
How good is this?
We head to the bottom of the 8th inning at One Hub Stadium, where the fans just did their outfield dash. When I say fans, that demographic skews younger for that fun tradition. Bandits up 5-3. We saw their lead shrink just a little bit in the 8th inning when Lee Jae-won hit his second home run of the ball game. And we now see a new GK pitcher getting loose, taking over in the bullpen. It's Jong Kook Hearn, the righty, one of the elder statesmen of this group. He's 28 years old, a South Korea native, like every player on the traveling roster. He'll face the heart of the Bandits order, 3, 4, and 5. Shin Ho-seung went 2 innings, allowing 1 hit and 1 run. It was the first batter he faced, Mike Marjama, who took him deep. 2 strikeouts and no walks for the lefty, who gives way to this righty. Tim Colwell is 1 for 3. Line drive single his last time up to break a mini hitless streak that saw him fall victim to some bad luck. First pitch strike, but the catcher Park wildly misfired, throwing back to the pitcher. Luckily for him, there was nobody on base. Bollinger and Searle getting loose for the Bandits, both of whom have closing experience. Speed pitch up, and the count evens 1-1 to the left-handed hitting Brisbane left fielder. Both Searle and Bollinger pitched in the first 2 games of this round. Up and away, the count 2-1. Searle picked up the save in game 1. That was a 5-3 win. Faced 4 batters and retired them all. Didn't have quite the same luck last night. Coming in for the top of the 10th inning. Allowing 3 runs, but getting bailed out when his offense scored him 4 to win the game. Fouled off by Colwell, the count 2-2. Bollinger, an inning on Thursday, 2 innings last night. With no games until round 3. These are the types of decisions that manager David Nielsen and pitching coach Jim Bennett can make. Empty the chamber, if you will. Missing inside, good take by Colwell, the count runs full. Colwell, Nielsen, and Marjama in the 8th as the Bandits hope to extend their lead. Payoff pitch, hit high in the air, deep to right field. Going back is Lee, and on the track he makes the catch. Another well-hit ball by Tim Colwell, who will not look back fondly on round 2 despite barreling up the baseball on several occasions. A little bit more air underneath that, and it sails over the fence with distance to spare. Instead, he's out number 1. That'll bring in Mitch Nielsen. Nielsen 1 for 3, single back in the 2nd. He takes a strike, 0-1. Next to the Brisbane DH is another called strike, and the count is quickly 0-2. Bollinger no longer throwing. We'll take that to mean that he's either warm or not coming in. Searle continuing to get loose in the Bandits' pen. High and tight, Nielsen takes. For what it's worth, the first 2 batters due up for GK in the 9th inning are the 3 and 4 hitters, Go and John. They're both left-handed. In fact, 4 of the first 5 batters who would potentially hit for GK in the 9th inning bat from the left side. Inside again on Nielsen, 2-2. Jong Kook Hearn sets and delivers. Missing up, and the count runs full. Nice job by Nielsen, falling behind 0-2 and then taking 3 pitches, 2 of them inside and 1 of them up. Now a pitch away from a free pass with Marjama on deck. Payoff pitch from Jong. Fouled off. Nielsen hangs tough. Another 3-2. Nielsen hits it hard. Luckily, no one in the camera well, because that was a headhunter down the first base line in foul territory. There's a reason the photographers and other support staff who camp out down there wear helmets during the game. Not the most stylish look, but it pays off, and you hope you don't need it. Another 3-2 from Jong. Nielsen drives it in the air, right center field. That'll fall in front of Go. Nielsen wins the battle. His second hit of the game is a 1-out single in the 8th. That'll bring in Mike Marjama, who homered his last time up and now has 3 homers in his last 3 games. One more look at that Nielsen line drive. Marjama, a former major leaguer, hoping to work his way back to the show and shown up in his first couple weeks in the ABL. First pitch, a strike. Now Bollinger back up and throwing with Searle sitting down. Swinging for the fences was Marjama. To no avail, the count 0-2. I won't bother speculating which direction the Bandits will go in the top of the 9th inning, but it looks like they have a couple different options. O'Sullivan pitched well enough through 3 innings. He made 2 bad pitches. They were both to Lee Jae-won, and they both left the yard. Solo homer in the 6th, then a 2-run homer in the 8th. Marjama again gets the barrel on it, sending it to center field, but this time Go is there with plenty of room to make the catch. 2 down. Even the outs in the latter half of this game have been loud for Brisbane. This was a scoreless game until the bottom of the 5th when the Bandits got a solo home run from Donald Lutz to open up the scoring. Lutz will bat here with 2 out in the 8th. First pitch, a called strike. If you're watching this broadcast on Bandits.tv, we encourage you to hit the subscribe button. That'll notify you of all the future broadcasts and all the other additional content that we put out in the middle of the week. Lutz with a major league pop-up to shallow right center field. Long run in for Lee. He's there, almost overran it, but he makes the catch, and that'll do it for the Bandits in the 8th inning. We head to the 9th with the Coran Cove Brisbane Bandits 3 outs away from a round 2 sweep and an even 500 mark after starting the season 0-4. Back for the duration after this on Bandits.tv.
It's always been you.
It's always been us.
Top of the 9th inning coming up, and Ryan Bollinger comes on for the save situation. Liam O'Sullivan done after 3 innings. He allowed 3 runs on 3 hits. 2 of those hits were home runs, both off the bat of Lee Jae-won. Travis Blackley in line for the win. It would be his first. Park Jong-moo, though he pitched well through 4 innings, is on the hook for the loss. It'll be the Geelong-Korea heart of the order due up against the lefty. Go, John, and Bake. Go and John both left-handed, Bake right-handed, and should the inning progress further, the next 2 after Bake, Song and Chu, also bat from the left side. So David Nielsen playing the matchups and going with Bollinger instead of his typical closer, Ryan Searle. Bollinger making his 3rd appearance in this round already. Thursday night, a scoreless inning as the first man in relief of Corey Taylor. Last night, he went 2 innings, allowing 2 hits and 1 run that came in, I beg your pardon, no runs for Bollinger, though he did benefit from a couple caught stealings in the 9th inning. Bollinger has allowed 1 earned run over 5 2/3 innings. Served up a big grand slam to Aaron Whitefield in round 1, but the runners that scored on that grand slam were not his responsibility. Go Seung Min, the center fielder, is 0 for 3 today. He squares to bunt, pulls back, and takes a ball. If you are Geelong-Korea and manager Graham Lloyd, you know that one base runner on will bring the tying run to the plate. And at this field, it doesn't take much to hit it out. Here's a bunt, foul up the third base side, touched by Martinez, and the count is even 1-1. Bollinger played in Taiwan most recently. Received an invitation to camp with the San Diego Padres to begin the 2019 season, but then fate took him to the CPBL. Bollinger in 2018 received a call-up to the big leagues in the New York Yankees organization, but did not appear in a game. He is, for all intents and purposes, a former major leaguer, even though he never got in a game. Fouled off a foot, and the count 1-2. Of course, Ryan hopes that he will have another opportunity to get to the big leagues. He has been a great asset for the Bandits these last couple years. Swiss Army knife coming out of the bullpen, used in a starter's role. Here, asked to get the save, protecting a 2-run lead. Breaking ball, low and away, taken, and it's 2-2. Bandits' next play on Friday. Lifted in the air to left, hanging up in the air for Caldwell, who makes the catch. 1 down. That'll bring in Jeon Byung-woo, 0 for 2 with a walk back in the 5th inning. Bollinger, pause at the mound. He, unlike the starter Travis Blackley, works from the third base side of the rubber. First pitch fouled off by Jeon Byung-woo. Long day of baseball about to come to a close. Dealt with some rain about a half hour ago, but nothing too serious. If anything, it's lightened up since then. Fouled back to the screen. The Bandits swept their 4-game series at Geelong last year to end the regular season. A win tonight would make them 8-0 across 2 seasons against one of the newest entrants into the ABL. Breaking ball taken low. Jeon keeps the at-bat alive. Bandits will return home for round 4 against Auckland on Thursday the 12th. Just like this round 2 matchup, it'll be Thursday night, Friday night, and 2 games on Saturday. Ripped in the air, deep towards left field. Caldwell going back, and that ball is gone. A solo home run for Jeon Byung-woo, and it is a 1-run ball game in the 9th, 5-4. All of the runs in this game have scored on home runs. 3 for each team. The Bandits have made theirs count just a little bit more. One more look at that drive, center cut pitch, and Jeon didn't miss it. Two outs to get. Now one swing can tie the ball game. Baek Seung-hyun is 1 for 3 with a single his first time up. First pitch gets a swing and a strike. GK has fought hard. On Thursday night, they scored 3 runs in the 8th inning to bring it to within 1 run before the Bandits eventually won 5-3. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Last night, these two teams were tied through 9 and went to an extra 10th inning, where GK scored 3 runs in the top half before allowing 4 runs in the home half, suffering a walk-off loss. Even in Game 1 of today's doubleheader, it was a close game, 3-2 going to the bottom of the 6th inning before the Bandits opened it up with 5 runs. GK came back with 3 as their rally fell short. There's a called strike 3, out number 2. GK down to their final out. It'll be left to Song Woo-hyun. Breaking ball, hit the target, outer half knee high. Can't do much with that pitch. Here's Song Woo-hyun, 1 for 3, single in the 5th. First pitch, a strike. Song on the season has 4 hits in 22 at-bats. All 3 of the hits, or rather all 4 of the hits, I should say, have been singles. 0-1, grounded to second. Routine for Dutton. He throws to first, and the Koran Cove Brisbane Bandits have swept their Round 2 series against Geelong-Korea. The final score in the finale, 5-4, Bandits over GK. Blackley with the win, Bollinger with the save. And after starting the season 0-4, the Bandits are back to an even 500. GK with a customary bow to their fans. Though they leave Brisbane without a win, they put up a pretty good fight. And that is a good sign for this organization and for the league going forward, as they hope to make this a viable franchise in Geelong. As for the Bandits, well, they'll have a couple days to regroup and head back out on the road as they take on the Blue Sox in Sydney. The series begins in just a few short days. That's all we have for you tonight from One Hub Stadium in Brisbane. Your final score in Game 1, the Bandits take it 8-5, and your final score in Game 2, the Bandits win it 5-4. For my broadcast partners Paul Gonzalez and Corey Taylor, this is Eric Bramer signing off. Thanks for watching Bandits.tv.